I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join me. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, as we come to you tonight into this beautiful day you've given us, we thank you for the many blessings you've bestowed upon each of us, especially the ones that we're not worthy of receiving. We pray, dear God, to be with the many in our community who are sick and those who have lost loved ones. We ask for your guidance tonight that we'll make the decisions that will be the best for the citizens of our city. And we pray, dear God, that each of us will conduct ourselves in a proper manner. We thank you again for the many blessings and ask that you be with us tonight. All these things we ask you for and thank you for in your Son's holy name. Amen.
Amen.
I'll have a seat. I don't think I'm gonna turn my phone on the side up there. Looks like a little rain. All right, looks like first on the agenda, we got the minutes from August meeting, the 23rd. Anybody see any issues with the minutes?
I know now we'll make a motion that we approve them as written.
I got a motion. Do I have a second? Motion, is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Next, we have the bills paid now. Does anybody got any questions on the bills that were paid last month?
I did not, I'm just gonna pay our bill.
I will second that.
Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Next, we have the fire department report. You got fire report?
Sorry, late, interrupt you though. For August, we had 8 total calls, 1 public assist, 1 train derailment, 1 false alarm for a house fire, 4 LZs, and 1 mutual aid for Grand Junction. Year to date, we have had 122 calls. A lot higher than the last 2 years. We average around 80 calls a year.
The calendar year?
That's from
January first?
November 1st till now.
First.
Is there a reason?
Well, a lot of them have been LZs. I think I counted up over 38 LZs this year, so a lot of medical issues around town, so. Jimmy, do you want to discuss the antenna?
Yeah.
Kevin probably wanted to come to the other stuff he did, but if you wanted to.
Well, you probably know more about it than I do actually, so.
Are we gonna put it on the water tower?
That's what we proposed to do. I think Jimmy Kevin didn't go into details with me. So.
Well, Kevin had a conversation with John Doolin earlier today.
Well, yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yep.
And anyway, maybe it was just to add a channel to what is already existing out there. So we may not,
Do we already have an antenna on the water tower?
we do not,
Where we
Well,
have the channel
Doolin-
two?
We talked to Doolin yesterday.
just a different channel.
Yeah, we talked to Doolin yesterday. You know, their tower is on Oak Hill.
Okay.
And it's a pretty powerful tower. This radio here is Sheriff Department radio, but it's got our frequency on it. Doolin gives me and Kevin two, so we can carry to communicate with them, which is actually pretty handy when you need to talk to Sheriff Department, EMS, rescue, all of them, you know, that way we're all communicating together. We were discussing the issue that we're having with B&E with our other radios not working like they're supposed to. Right now, we're about a 3-mile radius out. Once you get out of the city so far, you're done. The radios won't even try to talk. When you go digital, it's different from analog. You know, analog's the radios y'all hear static. If y'all are familiar with any kind of radio, so digital is no static. It's either clear or nothing. Our radios, once you get past that 3-mile radius out of town, nothing. They won't even work. You can't press a button for them to work, or they're done. Even on our talk around. Talk around on our radios is supposed to be to where we can talk to each other radio to radio, just like you go to Walmart by the walkie-talkies. That's what our radio's supposed to do, talk to each other up to certain miles away from each other. These radios should be able to talk to each other within a 5 to 6 mile radius away from each other, communicating. They won't even do that. So that's pretty important, especially with, we were told Don Taylor, EMA, moved the repeater to Bolivar for our truck radios. So right now, we are limping on our truck radios. They're on the county band. They're not on the same band as these radios. They talk on a totally different system. When Don Taylor moved that, we lost a lot of our power to be able to communicate with dispatch on those. Even communicating with the airbags and wings when they come in. On a good day, they might hear us. On a bad day, they might not hear us. So with that being said, if our radios are out of that 3 mile radius, we can't communicate with each other, we can't talk to dispatch. And that can be dangerous when you're on a house fire. And I'm just, speaking truth there, I know y'all all know that, but radios are our biggest form of communication. If we're in a house and guys on the outside the roof about to fall in, guess what? You ain't gonna holler at us and we hear it. We gotta be able to hear it on the radio. So it's getting pretty critical. And mine and Kevin's too, so.
Are these radios we got now digital?
The radios we got are digital.
Will they work with it?
Yes, we believe so. I told Doolin and Kevin yesterday that the guy with integrated, I would like for him to come down and meet with me, Jimmy, and Kevin. Have a sit down, tell them what we want, and let him tell us what he can do. I think it's as easy as Doolin adding a channel on their repeater, and we can bounce off of that repeater. And we should be able to get fixed, but I don't know that 100%. I want that guy from Integrated to tell us that. Jimmy, is that about what Kevin?
Yeah, and as far as money goes, right now, with what we've been talking with B&E, we're probably up around $8,000-$10,000.
Yeah.
And I put a paper in y'all's packet from American Tank Maintenance.
Yeah.
Which is an entirely different entity from B&E.
That's what it was gonna cost for them to mount the antenna, correct?
Correct, if we end up going.
If we go that route.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're looking at upwards of $11,000, right?
Yeah.
So-
I've been talking with a few people in Bolivar, they're big on Integrated, they moved away from B&E. I like B&E, I like Mike back up there, they've always been good to us. Every time we have something go down here, they come down here. We got a good relationship with them, and I would hate to kill it if we got to, but Jimmy tell you, I probably bugged the living crap out of him enough on text messages, but we're not getting nowhere, it don't seem like. I don't know what the deal is, but, Sheriff Department, all them in Bolivar, other counties, they love Integrated. They, seems that their prices are probably a little bit cheaper to B&E, when it comes to equipment. But I don't know what we'll have to have. That's Doolin and talking to me and Kevin about that, so, Doolin don't know everything.
Yeah.
He knows he got a channel that's open on his repeater that we could get on, but I don't know if that's all that's needed to do it. So, my advice, Jimmy, you think we need to meet with the guy from Integrated before we, how much is that to get that antenna installed? 30?
$35.75 just for the antenna, not counting the equipment from being it.
Right.
So, my suggestion would be, sit down, meet with them, tell them what you want, get a quote. I guess we'll have to quote it from multiple places, cause it's gonna be over $10,000. Quote it with B&E, and like I said, regardless of the price, if we think the service is not where it needs to be, we'll have a reason to choose, even if one is higher than the other, even Integrated or whoever else we can find that's willing to do it. If we know based on the history
Right.
that we're not really getting what we need from one, we have a reason to go to another.
Right.
Regardless of the price, as long as we can justify it.
Well, we've already got the quote from B&E, so we can compare to that price for the repeater and
Well, it'd have to be the same, I mean, adding a channel is different from the entire repeater.
Right.
There's
So-
multiple bids on adding a
On the exact same, thing you're
Yeah.
asking them for, would have to give it to,
If somebody's willing to bid.
Integrated got the contract when we switched over from analog to digital.
okay,
So any other company can't give you a direct
okay,
add-on because they have the contract with FCC and
I
the
got you.
Sheriff and the county. So you
It's
have to
sole
go
source.
through.
Okay, so it's sole source, then we really, it's not an issue.
Decide if we want to do it.
Yeah,
I feel like we're probably gonna come out cheaper, but I don't know the whole fine print details of it and everything, and I wouldn't feel comfortable to tell y'all at this table that, no, we're gonna save money by doing this.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
pitch it to them.
I hope we do, but I feel like that I would learn more from the guy at Integrated if we just sit down and have a talk with him, tell him exactly what we want, and get him to get us a price to do it. And if it's jumping on their repeater, I don't know, there's a little bit of legality to that, is that correct, Jimmy?
Yeah.
About there's more to it than what I know a whole lot of details about. I'm gonna try not to get into all those details, but,
And plus another thing with B&E, since their original quote, the price has climbed.
yeah.
So,
I'm gonna be honest with you, I told Mike, I've been up there to Jackson and talked to Mike multiple times, and I've talked to him on the phone multiple times, and told him exactly what we wanted when we were getting this repeater, and we did not get what we wanted. I was sort of displeased with it when they come down here and was programming our radios. He told me on the phone and in person that, yep, you'll get this, you'll get that, and when this guy come down there to program, and I was like, where's these channels? And he said, oh, no, you could get that, that's gonna cost you $200 a channel per radio. I was like, no, that gets expensive when you got 18 firefighters, 18 radios, and 200 a channel, so, yeah.
Was it misleading, or was it, or misunderstanding?
Kevin and I both told him, so I'm gonna go with misleading.
Well, that's a problem.
I made it very clear to him what we wanted, and, you know, he didn't come out and say, well, that's gonna cost you this if we do that, you know? When I'm talking to you and I want this, tell me what it's gonna cost me.
Yeah.
You know, don't just sell, oh yeah, you can do it, and you're leading me down the track of, we're gonna get that with this repeater. You left me with thinking that we'd get it and we didn't, so.
So, the radios that we have, they'll, tell us whether or not they will all work if we add a channel on the county.
Yep.
To see if we wasted money.
Yep.
We've already wasted money on the repeater.
Well, we haven't paid the bill on the repeater, right?
correct.
I don't think we need to pay them because we have not gotten what we wanted yet.
So we can use the radios we have, pay for them if we
Right.
add and get a channel maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, our radios are capable of this. They are digital, capable radios. It's just a matter that, if I understood Dylan right, it's a matter of getting on their repeater, a channel, program to their repeater. Now, like I said, it could come, but we might need this or that, I don't know.
If that gets you on that repeater, will that get you further distance? You're talking about 3 miles outside the city.
It would.
That's what I'm concerned about.
One reason why, let me go back and clarify that. So the 3 mile radius thing is due to the antenna being broken.
Okay, that's the way it is right now.
Right. Now, if that antenna was fixed, yes, we would be able to get out.
Okay.
Is what I'm being told from B&E, and that's what you understood, correct? Yeah.
And we've had 2 storms to hit that antenna in the
Yeah,
last
yeah.
6 months.
If you drive by it, you can see the antenna, it's leaning in towards the actual tower on TGT that it's mounted to. It's leaned in a little bit, so it's broke. And that is affecting the signal. And we proposed that if we can get it on our water tower, it would be higher up as far as altitude in the air, and that would help our signal strength to get out further. Now, the radio's going on, not working on talk around, that's a programming issue from B&E. The radio should be able to talk to each other, walkie-talkie to walkie-talkie. I can put it on here and he can put it on talk around, and we won't be bouncing the repeater, we'll just talking straight to each other. Dispatch shouldn't even be able to hear us on talk around,
So is there something we need to do tonight, or is it just what them getting?
I think it's basically they need to come back with some quotes or something from,
Okay.
integrated and pitch it to us on the next meeting and we'll make a decision.
Well, next month's meeting is a long ways off. And, I
Yeah,
mean, they're kind of in the dark now as far as rate.
we
Yeah, that's what my
are,
concern was, I didn't know what we needed to, for an
So
immediate
when are you
fix.
meeting with integrated?
Doolin's supposed to be getting a hold of that guy, he may have gotten a hold of him today and talked to Kevin, I don't know, I didn't have a chance to talk to Kevin in great detail today on that, he just asked me if I could make the meeting tonight, and I said, yeah. So Doolin's supposed to be getting us a guy's name and number and integrated that he deals with. And, I told him yesterday at a call that we was on in Pocahontas, that I said, I'd like to meet him and tell him what we want. Explain, not just tell him to put a channel on that tower and we're good. Now I want to talk to him and tell him what we want and what we expect out of it and see what he says and see what the cost is gonna be before we make a decision.
Probably might be good to have a quote in writing on what we want.
Yeah.
Well, these other ones are, in
Yeah.
fact, yeah. But
I'm
they
saying
just-
with this one too.
This ain't something that I just wanna go and call and tell them, yep, just do that, get it done. I don't care how you do it, just do it. I don't want that. I want to know what we're getting, understand it, and what it's gonna cost. It's a lot of money that we're having to deal with, and if we're gonna pay a lot of money out, I think we should get what we want and then work the way it's supposed to work. So, right now, we are in the dark. If we go on a call and it's outside the city limits,
Yeah,
You
I don't
got
like,
two-
I don't like
you got
that.
two
That's
days.
not good.
Liability.
Yeah.
Well, is it something we need to have a special call meeting on? Cause I don't know if they can, I mean, as far as picking between bids and stuff like
I
that.
might call it, that's it,
It's kind of an emergency type situation.
So we can do it, okay, as long as it's an emergency situation, I can do it, as long as y'all give me the,
I have
authority to do it.
You want that form of
Yeah.
motion?
that's fine.
I make a motion that Mayor Mott proceed as he sees fit, the situation that our fire department leadership deems
Yeah.
necessary.
And it'll just be
I'll
paying,
second that.
and it'll just be paying the bill after the fact,
Yeah.
without,
I mean, I
without
think
y'all's
that-
approval,
I think
as long as y'all
that-
agree with
yes,
that.
I'm fine
We can
with
do that way we won't have have to have a special call meeting, and then we'll have to worry about trying to get everybody together.
Alright, I got a motion and a second, is there any other discussion? All in favor? Ooh,
Well, just one other side item, I guess it was part of that motion, but, on the mounting of the antenna,
yeah,
I was supposed to be trying to call him back tomorrow. There were some parts he was gonna have to order and everything, if it gets into mounting that on top of the tank. 'Cause he was
Is
gonna
that,
try
is
to-
that the ideal thing, what we're wanting to do is mount on the tank?
Well, the
It'll-
ideal thing would be to operate off these other antennas.
yeah,
Yeah.
if that would,
Okay,
but if not, it's to get it where we got control of it. 'Cause
Right.
Right now, Tennessee Gas has control of it.
that's, yeah.
But if we're
exactly.
doing away with the antenna here and working off the county's antenna or receiver or.
Then we don't have to
whatever,
do this.
we don't have to do that. We work out all that out.
But I'm just trying to be careful, if this does not work out with Doolin, the way he's hoping it.
Right, yeah.
We may have to move forward with this.
We may have to.
Do I need to amend my motion then, or what?
Well, still, it's as I see fit, so.
Yeah, I
that
mean,
should-
yeah, so I mean, if it's still an emergency situation, I say it's Emmett sees fit, I have no problem with it.
Should all fit on.
I just want y'all to be aware.
Yeah, no, I'd say whatever, and I can say, or whatever is deemed necessary. I mean, to me, if he talks among the leaders of the fire department, I have no problem with it.
Well, I will get with Kevin and tell him
They're trying to do the right thing.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it.
we'll get with Doolin and that guy integrated as quickly as we can and get him down here, or some way or another, have a call with him if we got to, and, get this stuff, and get figured out on. But I'll be honest with you guys, it scares me every time we gotta go out in the forest county and have a house fire. That's our guys' lives, and I want everybody to come to the fire, help, and go back home just like they come.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, speaking of that, I've been, ever since the ambulance service redid their thing, does the ambulance respond to y'all to these fires?
They do on house fire, automatic,
Alright, good.
automatically. they
There for
go.
a while, they weren't back about a year or so back, remember?
Yeah, back, a while back ago, we'd have to call and tell them to send somebody, or the caller who called it in would say, yeah, I got somebody that's hurt, and they'll send somebody, but now it's, if we have an actual structure fire, ambulance and rescue squad both come out.
Alright, good.
Rescue squad's there mainly to hand out water, help us out with that, cool us, you know, things like that, especially in summertime. They'll bring out a truck that's got a fan on it that'll blow water and through the fan to cool us off, so.
I was worried about that, cause
Yeah, they're pretty good on responding. They'll stay there until we tell them that we're good, we don't need you no more. They'll basically stay there until we're done fighting on the inside.
that's good.
So make sure we don't have anybody that has any heat exhaustion or something like that that needs attention, so. Yeah. Guys, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And I appreciate Jimmy, getting us set up on the council that we got. I'll mention that. I got curious, we went on a family trip, and I'm making a quick story, I don't wanna take everybody's time tonight, but quick story, I went to St. Louis back in July, family trip. And, while we're there, we go to the Anheuser-Busch and Grant's Farm and see the Clydesdales and all that, and we took the tour of Anheuser-Busch, and then, of course, when I was there, I knew that they handed out water, they distributed free water out. And I asked the tour guy, I said, I'm on fire department there in Middleton, our hometown, and I was like, how do we get water? And, he told me, he said, well, go here and check that out. So I did. I got online, I was looking, I was like, okay, free Anheuser-Busch water. And it took me to this website. It's a fire council for national volunteer firefighters. With that, it's $21 per year for each firefighter on your department to get a membership. And, with that comes free training, either in person or online. Video training that you can do in a class, and also each firefighter gets $10,000 of AD&D insurance. So that's extra insurance that'll be paid if one of our firefighters gets hurt or killed in line of duty. Extra money help pay to their family. And other tons of other, of course, free water. We will get access to getting the free water done. So each year we'll have to sign up and say, yep, I want water, and they'll bring us 4 or 5 cases of free water and drop it off to us. Jimmy, appreciate that. We're the dude, guys are super proud of that.
And I started the process on the grant
Yes,
in relation to Norfolk Southern.
Norfolk Southern, yeah, we got that going. Norfolk Southern reached out to Kevin, after training derailment. They're offering us a chance to get a grant to, receive money to go towards training on hazmat.
Oh, good.
With the train going through our city. So, yes, I think that's very good of them. They reached out to us and did that, so. I was kinda leery at first when Kevin sent it to me, I was like, that's legit. And, you know, I kinda like, I don't know, and then I actually reached out to a guy, since I do freight out there at work, I reached out to a guy, and he reached out to somebody at Norfolk Southern for me, he said, oh, yeah, it's legit. So, we got that going for us, so. Also with that, MVSC thing, we also get training on how to write grants. To hopefully help us learn how to write a grant out good to receive a grant. So that whole membership, all that offers all that for us, so. Hopefully got some good learning in it, that we're wanting to, so. Yep, and one other thing I wanna bring up, I'm sorry, new truck. I know it's a topic nobody wants to talk about. I got number 3 right now is in Bolivar getting serviced. It's due to, it's a 24-year-old truck, so it's being gone over front to back, top to bottom. Brakes, everything. So, guy's checking it out now. Of course, he's gonna do our other truck and tanker, get it serviced for us, but it's due to. You know, they're still saying now, talk to the dealership, 3 years before you even see one right now. What are we looking like on that? Have they run your bell on it, or? I
Hadn't discussed it a whole lot, so.
Okay. But being 24 years old, you know, right now, if we ordered one today, we would be beyond the life of number 3. It would really need to be put into a reserve status instead of a front line. So, something I think we need to start really specking out probably, quotes pretty soon. And I'm willing to help do all that we got to, see what we can look like on price on one and what we want.
I know we mentioned prices back I'll say 2 or 3 meetings ago, something, I mean, Kevin, I think mentioned it, what was, and I don't remember the amount, even a ballpark figure, but I know it was shocking.
The last one was, yeah, the last one was $250,000, about,
Yeah.
what, 260?
I think this is 4.5 this last time.
And then going up 75,000 a year.
Yeah, you're looking at right now to spec out what we're wanting, talking to the guy we bought that Freightliner from, he said it's gonna be around the ballpark of 600. That's how much they're going up, and they're going up every year. And of course, lead time on getting them, because they gotta be built once you order them.
That ain't something like the tanker, we can just put a new
Yeah,
chassis.
you ain't gonna go buy a chassis for it and put the tank on it, they build it from the ground up. I'm actually, on their Facebook group, and, when you order it, they'll actually keep track of it, take pictures of it, send it to you every day or every week that they're building it, and they build it from frame up to your specs. And it takes a while to build it, and they got a lot of them in production right now, so. And that doesn't mean we gotta go with that group, but they are a good group to buy from, so. Alright. That's all I got, I'm gonna shut
Is
it
it
down.
an official request that we start this now? Is this an official request?
Yeah, it's been.
It sounds like it, don't it,
Few
y'all?
meetings, yeah.
Well,
I'm officially asking.
We have spent
what we're
more-
told is, the sooner you buy it, the better you are, the cheaper it's gonna be.
Yeah.
And
We spent more money on the fire department in the last 5 years
Yeah,
than
hadn't I
any other
said something?
department, than any other department ever.
I know, and I tell Kevin all the time, I was like, we gotta have this stuff, I know, but
Yeah.
I really do, I hate coming and asking for money, I really do. And Evan knows from me out there at work, I've gotta ask for money all the time out there, so it's something I hate doing all the time, but, you know, it is the facts of it.
We appreciate it, Randy.
Alright,
Next we got the police department, Chief Arnett.
appreciate y'all.
Good evening, I'm gonna cover the month of August 2023 for the police department. Complaints and activities 307, adult arrest 6, juvenile arrest 1, drug arrest 0, traffic citations issues 14, traffic warnings 26, motorist assist 5, vehicle lockout 8, other public assist incidents 21, crash report 7, alarm calls 5, and cities county assist 23. All 4 vehicles are up and running in good order. 2023 year-to-date city citation revenue $3,530. Year-to-date drug fund, nothing's listed. 2023 year-to-date county funds $39.90. And you should have a package in there. And just some numbers I put together, looking through our vacation time that we spoke about last board meeting. Those are the figures that I come up with, that's pre-tax. Me and Jimmy talked about that, but that's just some figures, but mainly just so y'all can see the hours that's been lost, between myself, 2022 to 2023, and Richie, Lieutenant, he lost some in 21, 22, and 23, so all that time, the time that's listed is all the time that we had over the hours of 400 hours. So, just so y'all know. Any questions? Thank you.
It's kind of covered, but to add on to this, I mean, this is when we were short, and they worked around the clock. They weren't self-bragging, you know, and they, you know, for the benefit of the city, they didn't take their vacation, they were here making sure we had coverage. So, anything y'all,
I'm gonna take that motion now.
I have no problem
Yeah.
with addressing that.
Might as well.
I wrote it, Jimmy wrote it a little better for me, I guess. Let me just read that and then I'll give this copy to Terry so she's got it. I move, that in relation to the earned vacation leave, employees that have reached the maximum accrual limit of 320 hours or 400 hours for the police, The employee shall be paid the overage in the next pay period. The said pay will be at the rate that the vacation leave was earned in. The action will be retroed back to when any employee reached the corresponding limits since the start of 2021. Subject to review by accounting, to make sure it's all legal.
Alright, I got a motion
I second.
and a second. Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. I said, I think that's very commendable.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, everybody has went above and beyond, short-staffed or not, I mean, the city's always come first. And that means a lot to me, and I know it does to y'all, and as well as all the residents here in Middleton.
As a point of explanation, the police department are limited to 400 hours, other employees are limited to 320, the police department will more regular hours in the week.
Now, I do have a question. Is it where now you can take time off, or is this something we're gonna look at every month?
Now, this is going
We're
forward.
still,
Yeah.
we're still at 400. At the end of this month, we'll lose more time, but.
Until we can get a fourth officer.
And you have asked for the fourth officer, right?
This will continue if they don't get the
Speaking
take off.
of, do you have any
Yeah.
prospects?
We have a couple that's turned applications back in, but we're still accepting applications.
So this is supposed to run on a continuing basis.
Okay,
That when they hit the limit, the next pay period, they get whatever they would
okay,
cost.
okay.
That's my understanding.
Now,
I wanted to be sure.
does that also cover these hours here that
It
they've
goes
already
back
worked?
to 21.
Okay, alright, and I thought that's what you said, but I couldn't remember, okay.
I think a fourth police officer might be cheaper. Let's get
Well, yeah.
another.
They're looking at it right now.
They're looking.
Accepting applications.
But they have to fit in. Yeah.
All right, next we got the utility report. Let's not go over that for y'all. It's, 2 watt meters installed, 1 water line repair, 2 flush hydrants, 1 lift station issue, pre-treatment sample pulled on 8/9 at TKN Lagoon, and 19 at 11 locates. Looks like the water loss for August was 7.626%.
That's down from last month.
A little bit.
We'll get to that later.
Any
John
questions?
has-
Thank you. Appreciate it, sir.
Good luck, Carl. Good luck.
Thank you.
Any questions on the utility report? I do have a question. Has the, road crew ever paid for any other water? The road crew?
No, I'm keeping up with their usage.
Okay, so that's not accounted for in the water loss?
Well, is this August? Yeah. Yeah, it's accounted for.
Okay. So it's-
But we'll wait until they get done.
Yeah.
But I'm just keeping up with it monthly.
Okay. I just wanna make sure it wasn't getting counted into the water loss.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
All right, so I have a letter from Victoria Dixon Burns requesting reduced rate for community center usage from normal $300 to $50 for ladies' night. You got a letter here. Hello all, I wanted to ask the board to consider allowing the community center to be rented for $50 instead of $300 on October 19th for ladies' night to help cut the cost of the event. The night is to promote community and to help local businesses network. We have 15 local businesses signed up, including the company I use for catering, all who do business in Middleton. The $10 per ticket that is being charged is to cover the cost of the catered meal, which is what was quoted to me by the caterer. Based on the tickets that have currently been sold and the interest on Facebook, I'm estimating 50 plus people to attend. My goal with Ladies Night is to promote Middleton in a positive light and bring something new to our little town. We have a lot of newcomers who are looking to connect, make friends, and who don't know what we have to offer in this town. I have participated in several Ladies Nights hosted in other towns, Bolivar, Jackson, Corinth, Selma, and wanted Middleton to have that opportunity as well. Christmas at the Crossroads continues to grow every year and bring lots of joy to Middleton. This is exactly what I hope Ladies Night does as well. I would like to thank you for allowing the community center to be rented for $50 for that event. I have become the only coordinator for CAC. I believe that if given the opportunity, Ladies Night can become a funding event for Christmas at the Crossroads to help cut costs, which always occur when and where there is a growth. I hope you consider the rental discount. Thank you all, Victoria and Burton. Seems to be community outreach. Kind of
That's not what the Baptist church did.
similar, except for businesses, which it looks like
Is
it's,
it only for ladies?
Sounds like it.
it appears to
Sounds
be.
like it's for ladies, yeah. Well, I happen to love Victoria and I would like to see her do this, but are we gonna open this up to everybody that wants to have an activity?
As long as, it's kind of a fine line.
I know,
It really is.
We've discussed this
And,
numerous times.
As long as, I consider it community outreach. If they're trying to get the community together to network and it benefits the community, I don't see why not. But also, like I said, if every birthday and gathering, whatever else could be, you know, community outreach. But like I said, as long as it's open to the public and it is Middleton businesses and stuff, I mean, how do y'all
Is
feel
that what
about
you're
it?
saying is Middleton business?
Yeah, she said local businesses in the same paragraph.
Okay,
It's
local
$50.
businesses can be
Yeah, she's
Pocahontas,
got flowers
Selma,
out.
Grand Junction, you know.
I can't remember, is that $50, is that the industrial rate that we use?
Right.
I
And
just-
Christmas at Crossroads, and she pays 50 every year.
Yeah, and I think that does, it brings in a lot of people.
Yeah, it does.
I'm gonna make a motion that we approve her request for $50. I see that as a positive thing.
I do
Like
too.
y'all, I see no issues with it at all myself, so I would make a motion that we do the $50 for ladies' night.
I got a motion. Do I have a second?
I second.
Is there any other discussion?
So we
Oh.
can continue.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
What was that?
Continue this for her, should she have it again on an annual basis.
Yes. Is there any other questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it.
We had some abstain as well, Ms. Ann voted.
Do what?
You didn't vote.
I would rather not vote, thank you. I feel like we're opening it up and I like her, I want her to get it, but I feel like I can see so many people asking for this.
I don't see that.
Well,
To
if
me, this is complete outreach like we have at the Baptist church. If I had a family reunion,
Well, there's
I couldn't open that up
To the public.
That's not to the public, yeah, like you said.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with it at all. Explain to me
And
what
like
the
the
issue is.
barbecue.
Do what? Yeah, the barbecue. we let
Yeah,
them do.
barbecue,
That's
so no.
totally, yeah.
We can stop.
I guess it's
Yeah.
because there's not a male involved there, this is for one gender. And,
Well, the local businesses should be male owned.
oh,
In the
really?
second, second paragraph, she says local businesses.
Yeah.
How is that being exclusive to women?
Well, since it's ladies' night out.
I just don't see that.
What's ladies to come shopping? It's for ladies.
Yeah, if you got
I mean, if you want, she's got the Christmas at Crossroads for everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I don't see it. I think it's
Now,
great.
I like her as a person, and I don't mind it at all, it's just I don't feel that it, I can see how it's gonna be, we're gonna be here.
Well, I think, well,
Every club.
this gets back to Ms. Ann, we can retract that at any point.
Yeah.
We've given her permission to do it from this point forward, but should it become an issue, we can negate it, and I'll be glad to make that motion, but I see it as wonderful outreach.
I don't think, I mean, that's something that people really need, because since COVID, I mean, people don't get out, people don't network. I mean, other than your social media.
I'm not having a problem with her having
And
it.
that
Do
works
you
out
understand what my
great.
problem is?
I don't.
I see that,
I don't.
I do see what you're talking about, and I
Well, explain
understand
it to me,
it.
because I don't see.
But I see, and that's why I seconded the motion, I agree, in fact, I think it'll help the community grow.
It's community
And I
outreach.
think what Ms. Ann's trying to say is we might open a can of worms to everybody say, well, I've got this event here and it's a community outreach.
We have the
event.
ability to retract that motion
And
at
that's,
any
that,
point.
and
So I
that's,
don't- I
and
don't
I see
it as
your
an
point,
issue.
and that's what I'm saying, I see your point, that's why I seconded it, that's why I understand it. So,
I think we need to do more stuff like that.
I do too.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
agree.
tell y'all, to me, if you're getting your businesses built up and people are aware of that, they're gonna pay more sales tax. You're gonna have more people spending money here. I don't see a negative to it.
And you
I
got
mean-
enough things going on in the country trying to divide people.
Right.
So
Right.
let's
you look
bring
at,
them
you look
together.
at too, and how much this town's grown in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
We've added a ton of businesses to this town, and a lot of folks don't realize that.
I mean, if I didn't know her, I would approve it. I think she's a great person.
She is, she's not.
But I mean, if I didn't know her from Adam, I wouldn't have an issue with it. She's good, she's a sweet girl.
Yeah.
She's, her business over in your backyard.
Yeah, she runs the nail salon behind the wrestling building.
Right there behind
Or
you.
beside
Oh,
it.
really?
Yeah.
Grab it and Lisa's done.
I know that girl.
Yeah,
All right.
I didn't know her name.
Graduated with your daughter and our son, she's top notch.
Yeah. The next on the agenda on, more for informative purposes, on September 12th, Case Clemmer was struck by a vehicle that was exiting from TKE parking lot. Case was not injured other than a few scrapes, but the mower was heavily damaged. We currently have 2 Kubota mowers that we purchased at state auction some years ago that is starting to have fairly consistent or constant repair, which neither one is running at this time. We did purchase 0-turn Kubota back in May for upkeep of City Hall and the cemetery, which is doing great, but it's not a right-of-way mower. It's, you know, I'd rather it not be used for right-of-way, but we're at the point right now we don't have a whole lot of options. So I had Jimmy reach out and try to get some bids from Kubota and John Deere to possibly purchase a new mower. What would y'all like to do? We have bought, to my knowledge, 1 new mower like that in the last 20 years. And it's the one that just went down.
the John Deere.
No, John Deere was bought at state auction. I think we paid a little over $4,000 for it. The price was wrote on the deck. Just like some of the other. When you buy that stuff at auction, you know, make sure you pay the right amount, they write it on.
Not a model 4,000.
Yeah.
So we have bought several, but now all that's went over to Gov Deals, and me and Jimmy both have went through Gov Deals. It's not the state government auction surplus stuff is all going through Gov Deals now. Because, like I said, COVID and everything, people aren't coming and showing up to auctions to bid on stuff like that with a lot of people because of the restrictions on how many people can be gathered at an event. But, and there's nothing on there that even remotely close to here or close to what we're looking for. So, as you know,
Do we have any bids yet?
we've got one from Kubota. I don't know if did you get one from John Deere?
Yeah.
They're in up for 20s.
Kubota's 25 and John Deere's 27.
Now, what kind of?
And that's with the
I
state
know
rate.
I'm gonna sound stupid, but what,
That's
Front
diesel,
deck.
4-wheel drive, front deck mowers.
okay,
The front deck is what makes it pricey.
Yeah.
well, like a grasshopper.
Yeah, well, it's 4 wheels, 4-wheel
We've got
drive.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like what we've got now. I mean,
I was
almost,
gonna say, did we try any other brands? Because I know Kubota and John Deere love their equipment.
well, what else is close? Cause we gotta get parts, we gotta get we gotta service this
Well,
stuff.
I was gonna say, what companies did for Kubota? Is that
Same.
the-
Same one, first choice. Ain't that right?
Bird.
No, Bird Implement. In Jackson.
Jackson.
That's where we bought this one.
What about, did you check, Chickasaw?
Well, it's in Mississippi. That don't
Oh,
come
you
in
can't
the
drive
state
the state,
rate.
okay.
Well,
my bad.
I did check Corinth, and they
Okay.
came back with exactly the same price that Bird gave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're getting a state contract price.
Gotcha.
And still got the same price out of state.
Yes.
Isn't that wonderful?
And see,
Really?
Bird don't sell John Deere.
No,
It does Tennessee tractor?
Tennessee Tractor,
Okay.
and also, the one out of Somerville.
it's Tennessee Tractor as well.
Is that, yeah, cause there's, that's right.
They're all in this area, and then get them in
I
Mississippi.
well,
It's
come
way,
think of it.
it's
Sorry,
way equipment.
Grasshoppers out of Brownsville, so never mind on that.
Are they both the same width cut and same horsepower?
Same width. I think roughly the same horse.
And we could go a little bit bigger on the Kubota. I think it was what, $2,000 more on the engine.
Yeah, but I've done some research, and you get into some emission deals that have to be added on once it gets that high horse, and then they start having issues.
Yeah, emissions crap. We don't want to stay away from that if we can. So,
But let me just add this real quick, going back to that Kubota that we did purchase brand new 20+ years ago.
it ran for 20+ years.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody thought it could run without water.
Yes. And it would still be running if it had been maintained, you know,
Right.
if it had been checked. Oh, yeah, we need
We
that.
need to put some water in it.
So that was a 20-year investment right there.
Yes.
Mercy.
So over the, over the course of 20 years, the yearly cost is really, and it would still be running if someone that unnamed, not currently an employee of the city had put water in it. But yeah, so
So do y'all want permission, or do you
With-
want
with
present
y'all's
official
blessings,
bids, or what do you want?
we're about to the end of grass cutting, but it's gonna get rough. And then, cause the John Deere was only cutting more we had that we cut right away. The two Kubotas are at helmets right now, and he's got one maybe patched that it's gonna leak pretty good while it's running.
So you want us to approve a bid?
If you, well, or allow, what do you think? We got the bids handy to?
What we hit diesel?
Yeah, they're diesel, four-wheel drive, front deck mowers.
You can't really mow a right away with a zero turn. 'cause
No,
it'll
it's
slip
slide.
on
Oh,
the
yeah,
side.
yeah, they're not designed for that.
Alright, so here's the Kubota. It's got the, and there is the John Deere. So this is a 72-inch Fastback Pro, commercial rear discharge deck. Let's see, where's the, it's $26,990.95.
This Kubota is a 72-inch cut also, it's $23,709.
And this one is four-wheel drive, full-time or on-demand, air ride suspension seat. Trying to look for the horsepower.
This one's 24.8 gross engine horsepower.
I'm not seeing it on this one.
I don't see where it says four-wheel drive on it. Maybe on the second sheet. And I said 23, but that ain't counting the dealer costs and stuff, it'll be four cylinder, oh, that's 36.
36.9.
Oh, that's the,
I'm like you.
that's the higher, that's the more expensive.
Okay.
Says rear weight mirror, but it don't have a horsepower listed.
You know, a lot of small engines don't do horsepower now.
I'm like you, I don't see four-wheel drive on. And what kind of motor, does it say what kind of motor it is, whether it's Kawasaki, Kohler?
It's diesel.
I mean, who makes it though? Who makes the diesel engine?
John Deere makes their own diesel.
That- do they do?
But I don't see it
This one
listed.
doesn't say.
Kubota may be Kawasaki.
I'm like you, I don't see four-wheel drive on that. But it sure well could be on there. How long, do they have the mowers in stock? Mom, you better read the specs on
I talked to so many of them.
I'm like, brother, I don't see four-wheel drive.
For some reason, I think it's
I'm sure it
maybe
is,
about
if it's a
5
front deck, but
Leave
I
it.
don't see it.
I figured, maybe, like, say like a septic. Tennessee Tractor might have theirs in stock, but I was at Bird the other day and they've got a good selection, but they've got more X-Mark and Coke Cadet than they do Kubota right now. They got more tractors than they do Kubota.
Well, if it wasn't kicking on, I'd be asking somebody to turn it on.
Ooh,
It's warm in here.
It is toasty.
Somebody saving electricity, I guess.
Well, they're not jumping up to change it, are they?
Jimmy, you know what L series signify four-wheel drive?
No, that series is the brand of, there's that style of mowers.
I don't see it around there.
So, I looked it up on the video and watched it, and I know it was definitely mentioned
No,
on
it's
there.
four-wheel drive.
Yeah,
Okay.
You comfortable making that decision like Kubota?
well, I mean, we've had
Good luck. I think.
We've had some really good luck out of the Kubota mowers. The John Deere, the one we've got, now that might not be a true representation of a new one, but it will not cut as fast as a Kubota. That Kubota, I can cut it wide open, run down the side of the highway, no matter how thick the grass is. That John Deere, it's got its limits. It's gonna start blowing black smoke and it's gonna cut the deck off when it starts bogging down. it cuts a little better, but, I mean, it's not a welded deck either. Yeah, I can, you know,
I'm, the Kubota's a little cheaper, I'm good with going with it, as long as it's a four-wheel drive and a
It may be more visible on the highway also.
it's on, the green blending in with the grass there. But I mean, I am more favorable to the Kubotas that we have.
That's what my tractor and our zero turn.
I'll move that we buy this, Kubota mower, the 23 horse one. It's the front page, that's the one you were talking about, right? It doesn't have to have the add-ons. The one on the front page is.
Yeah, I'm second.
A motion and a second, is there any other discussion? Do we need to give a dollar amount, or is that, or just approving that
This
model
one's
of
a-
Kubota?
Just says 20, it's 24 more, right?
So the F-2690 Kubota.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
That's what I was talking.
Contingent on it being four-wheel drive. Yeah, contingent with it being four-wheel drive.
I thought it was
I'm
about-
sure it is.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That's right. Right, looks like we'll get to shopping for some new mower. Next, David Kraft, account number 4-204033. That was it.
That was it.
Oh, my bad, I'm sorry, I didn't mark it off. I'm gonna write something down.
That was the whole long one. But that was the important about Case getting hit. I mean, it turned the lawnmower over on its side. It threw him almost all the way across the highway. He was on the right of way when he got hit. It threw the mower into the center of the highway, and it threw him almost over the white line. Carbon come in and run him over.
I'm just curious, how did it even happen? Did he
Somebody
hit
didn't
traffic?
look, somebody didn't look coming out of there from the parking lot.
Yeah, that's all.
She-
bad about
But, I mean, it could have happened to anybody.
Yeah.
Did check it, hit him about 30 miles an hour coming out of the entrance.
She looked glanced this way and he's over here, but she was seeing that car coming. As soon as that car come by, she's ready to go home. She was wheels out and they just.
Yeah.
Did it scare him at all?
Yeah, it shook him up pretty good. It just skinny him up, but the adrenaline was going so high. Do you wanna go to the hospital? I said, well, I don't care to get you carried and checked out. I said, I wanna make sure you're all right. No, I think I'm all right. He kind of looked himself over there. He had some road rash, from sliding across that asphalt, but I said, look, if you get to hurting tonight and this adrenaline wears off, you call me and we'll take you to the hospital. I said, I wanna make sure you understand that you can go to the hospital. I'm not upset with you. It happens. I'm not blaming you. It don't mean.
Oh, he's not to blame at all.
And that's what I told him. I said, look, I don't wanna know what happened. When I got there about the same time Arnez did. I said, look, I don't care what happened. Are y'all okay? You know, that's all I wanna know. I said, I'm not gonna yell and scream and cuss at nobody, cause accidents happen, but I just wanna make sure everybody's all right. And so they all said they was okay. They was all shook up.
What it do to the car?
It knocked the front cap off of it.
Oh.
But it jammed the right side wheel, the front wheel, the drive wheel,
Yeah.
into the transmission, into the hydrostat, and it busted the housing of the hydrostat, so it was pouring fluid. It drove to my house. And I left it in the yard till they come and got it the next day, because I didn't want him to have to bounce on it all the way back to City Hall. I brought him back up here so he could go home. And just left him more till Friday, or
This is hard.
Thursday or Friday.
Our mower guys ain't been having very much luck this year. Man. Which,
This one.
You gonna mark that one as the one?
Oh,
that made
what I do
the
with it?
motion
That.
on?
All right, next, so it's David Kraft.
Yeah.
What you got on the?
Okay, well, you know that our meters are 10 years old and they're going out, so we replace them, but if we don't get some replaced, they may go 2 months. Well, David Kraft was one of them. That's why we had a lot of water loss the month before, because it was going down her toilet, and she don't ever go in that bathroom. So when we read meters in September, Sam, and when he came back and brought all the stuff, I was like, something's going on with her meter, because we just replaced it. He did in August, Sam replaced it. So it had been running probably 2 months. Anyway, this last bill is 133,000 gallons. So just for her water and sewer this next month, it's gonna be $1,081. And she's on bank draft, and she came up and she said, you know, take me off bank draft, I don't know if I can pay all that at once, I'll have to pay 50 extra a month along with her other bill, you know. So I was just gonna ask for her if we can waive the late charges only for all, cause every month it's gonna generate late charges on that amount, the high amount for everything, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, you know, cause she'll be paying it on time, but just,
Not
We're
the full
setting the
amount.
payment
Not-
system up, basically.
Yeah.
right, like I did Brochetta that time before.
I move we waive the late charges on this account
I'll second.
4-2040.
Alright, got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Table number 10. So we got number 11, we got the public comment period for matters germane to items on the agenda. And, there's no public here. So if there's any other discussion y'all wanna bring up that's not on the agenda,
Is there any contact at all from the folks who own the former drugstore to get the grass cut out there?
Jimmy, have you sent them a letter?
Well, we just now got our letter from our attorney as far as, you know, what he recommends sending them, cause it has a little bit of teeth to it, so.
Yes,
One
cause
thing
if,
I've had the most complaints about.
cause if they don't,
That is a major eyesore, it is.
Cause I mean, once we start, we're gonna really move on.
yeah, cause if they don't pay, we cut it, we send them a bill, they don't pay it, then it goes after the property, it goes added on to the property tax, they don't pay it, then we take the property, essentially. I mean, not in maybe that quick of terms, but that's where it ends up,
It's in the back process.
yes.
So do we know who even owns them? Okay.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Moving right along, we got your, revenue and expense report. I'm sure we can find a motion for number 13.
I will make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
I got a motion, do I have a second?
I will second that.
Is there any other discussion?
I had something, but I can't remember what it was.
Well, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Gotta give first vote.
Ayes have it.